Why y'all taking pictures in front of those cars? You don't own those cars. And the real mission statement of 𝗪𝗏𝗏, the agenda that I'm pushing, it is beyond a luxurious car. What's the difference between leasing? What's the difference between renting? This is what the youth are kind of like into. Can we afford a luxury car? Yeah, we're getting a little bit of money per month if we wanted to get a Lamborghini, get a Ferrari, get a Mercedes truck. But what is it good for?
باب مفتوح للاجتهادات التقريب. هذا حد العالم، هذا طالب، هذا راسخ والى اخره.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all the Ripper Hadith disciples, YouTubers, and viewers, welcome back to a new video on 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 HD. Let me see what side the gas. Oh, okay, the gas tank is right side. Right side, right. Yeah, so guys, we're in a GS63, a G-Wagon. It's not the first one we got. It's
AMG G63.
Yeah, it's the second one. Actually, and I'm doing this video because we're getting a lot of comments of people saying, car pictures again? Why y'all taking pictures in front of those cars and you don't own those cars and you can't afford them?
Stop flexing.
We
know
just
you don't really got it.
Bro, I'm not gonna listen. Like, this is beyond the flex. People see the glory and don't know the story. They don't even know the origin of 𝗪𝗏𝗏, the real mission statement of 𝗪𝗏𝗏, and exactly the agenda that I'm pushing. It is beyond a luxurious car. But unfortunately, as we say, this is what the youth are kind of like into, and they think you got to be a rapper, you got to be a drug dealer, you got to be some kind of, person to actually drive a particular car like this, or to have a particular house, or to do certain things, that you got to actually do it illegally. Now, first and foremost, can we afford a luxury car? Yeah, we live in Florida. How much we pay to live there is not super expensive. However, we're getting a little bit of money per month that we could, if we wanted to, get a Lamborghini, get a Ferrari, get a Mercedes truck. But what is it good for? Do the rich really own these cars, or do they lease them? What's the difference between leasing? What's the difference between renting? It's just all the same thing. You're renting for a couple days, a couple weeks, but you're leasing for 36 months. But at the end of the day, you have to give the car back, right? So most rich people, they lease their cars, and we look at them and we think, oh, they got all this money. But they go through serious steps to keep their money and not to spend money. So in the flip side, the poor people, they go through serious steps to spend money and not keep money. So they're driving around in luxury cars and they really can't afford it. And the people that can afford it sometimes don't even do it. So the purpose really of us renting these luxury cars in Dubai is two reasons. One is for content. We make money off of doing content. And number two is the attraction, the sight of it, the look, right? It falls into the content. It falls into what the youth are into. And we're losing them. We're losing our youth to homosexuality, to killing, to robbing, to stealing, to all types of stuff. And I got a lot of youth that come in my DM, and not to mention it or expose anybody, but they're really inspired, and some of them are getting back on their religion. Some of them, they stopped drinking, they stopped smoking, some started praying again based upon my content, working out, whether it be what we're doing now with the cars. I have a lot of youth that hit me up just recently now. So people are attracted to certain things, and sometimes, like the Prophet ﷺ, what he did was he would use food. Even when they went to war during the time of the Muslims, and you had the companions that were just accepting Islam, he would give them a lot of the spoils of war, the gold and the war booty. And the companions from the Ansar, right, and the Muhajirin that was with him from the beginning, saying, yo, you giving them all of this, what about us? They were just new to Islam, so more than likely they would have kind of like wavered and left. So he made sure he used those materialistic things to draw them near. So we do different things for different reasons. If you don't know,
Now you know.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not really a big deal. And if I was really into cars like that and I decided I wanted a Lamborghini and I got one, I can do that as well. It's not a big deal. You can buy nice things. You can rent them. You can stand in front of it and take a picture. If I take a picture in front of a car I rented, if I paid $1,500 for 1 day of renting that car, you daggone right. I'm going to take a picture, I'm going to drive around in it, and I'm going to enjoy it. Just like if I spent $30,000 or $40,000 on a leased car. Before I give it back, I'm going to drive it around, I'm going to take pictures in it, and I'm going to enjoy it. Still, at the end of the day, as you leasing or you renting, you don't own the car. Bottom line, nobody cares. Can you afford it? Yes. If you can't afford it, shame on you for trying to get it and flossing when you really don't have the means to do so. You're only going to hurt yourself and your family. So, with that being said, G63, pretty nice car. We ran through two of these. We ran through a Lotus, $90,000 car. A Rolls Royce Wraith. You took about $300-something thousand cars that most people will never ever be able to drive. And we was blessed from Allah to be able to rent them, drive them, and take pictures in front of them, and show the journey from working out in parks to building our own park to
building a warehouse, things like that. So you know,
taking half a month trip to Dubai when we could have took the whole month. But I'm already
tired. I'm ready to go home.
I'm homesick already. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
You got anything to say, Mel?
Nah, I mean, basically, same thing you kind of said. Just the fact that, you know, people need to focus on what they're doing and look at the positives and things like that. Because, like you said, simply put, some people will never be able to drive certain cars in their life. They'll never sit inside of these cars, different things like that. So to be able to level up and see the fruits of your labor, to be able to do so. And again, this was not even just a luxury expense. This was a business expense. So to be able to have fun, you know, while still working is something great that we're blessed with. So don't knock the fun, you know, of our job and the perks of our job just because you're not able to do so.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because that's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, if you were renting a car, even if you were a driver, let's say you were a driver, right? And you drove for someone who has a super luxury car, a high-end car, a Bugatti, a Rolls Royce, this, that. I'm pretty sure you probably would take a picture in that car, right? And you put up the picture. Nobody said you didn't say you own the car.
No thanks.
And, you know, the first thing they would, you know, somebody would say is, oh, you don't own that car, you know, you're just a driver. Well, I mean, it's a nice car. I'd want to take a picture in it, right? So that's kind of, you know, what we're getting at, basically. Don't be in other people's comments talking about what they don't own. We didn't say we own these cars.
And nobody cares to own these cars. I'm honestly, if, you know, we've made over $1 million, right? But honestly, like, if money was just like, you just was a millionaire, billionaire, myself included, would I outright buy a Lamborghini? I'm not giving nobody $350,000 for a daggone car. I don't care how much money I got. You know what you can do with $350,000? How much people you can help? So just because you good? Perfect. Just because you
Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you can do it don't mean you should do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing with me. I would never spend that type of money on a car. It doesn't make any sense with all of the homeless people out here. All of the you could build a masajid, a place of worship. You know what you can do with that type of money. So at the end of the day, the rich is not owning these cars, man. They're leasing them.
They don't even drive them. They got drivers. So
yeah. And all these rappers you see, they renting these cars for their videos. Their jewelry, they're renting that jewelry.
They rent it from the same place we rented our cars.
Bro, so at the end of the day, It is the same thing. The only difference is it's a purpose while we doing it. While everybody else is doing it,
We don't know, and that's not for us to judge.
and I don't care.
Right.
So, yeah, stay tuned, stay ripped, 6-pack.
Big bag, big facts, big business. AMG G63, y'all.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh